Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Becker, and sadly these days the majority of cats in the US are overweight or obese. If you have a fat cat on your hands, I'm trusting that you'll want to take the steps to help her shed the extra weight so she'll not only feel better, but avoid all of those obesity-related diseases and live a long, healthy, happy life. When your kitty needs to lose weight, there are four main reasons that you'll need to address, and you'll have to address them simultaneously. The type of food you're offering, the number of calories per serving, the portion size, and your cat's individual metabolism. The main reason I see cat owners fail at helping their kitties not lose weight is the fact that they're only addressing one of those things at a time. And you have to do all four of them, approach all of these issues simultaneously to account for weight loss and to have success with your weight loss plan. When it comes to looking at what type of food you're offering, it's important to remember that your cat's an obligate or true carnivore, which means she's designed by nature to consume meat. Because dry food or kibble contains a minimum of at least 30% carbohydrates or starches, this food is not biologically appropriate, especially for cats. It lacks the moisture your kitty needs from her diet, and if you regularly follow my work here, you'll know that there's a host of other issues with kibble as well. So we just don't recommend, generally speaking, that you feed kibble to kitties. To be optimally healthy, your kitty requires a nutritionally balanced, species-appropriate fresh food diet that is high in excellent quality animal-based protein, high in moisture, and contains no grains or refined carbohydrates. That's where the calories come on. Those of you that are into human health probably are aware that fat doesn't make you fat, carbohydrates make you fat, and the same is true for your kitty. If your cat is addicted to dry food, I have lots of articles you can read on how you can wean your cat off of addictive kibble, which it is highly addictive, and onto healthier food. While this process can certainly take a while, it's honestly worth it because you have nothing but time on your hands. And as you're working to improve your cat's diet anyway, you've got to get them on a more species-appropriate food. So I suggest that you commit to take the time necessary to fully educate yourself about exactly how to do this. And there are plenty of free resources here to equip you with everything you need, all the knowledge, tips, and tricks you'll need to successfully accomplish this goal. As long as you have fully committed to making this critical step a priority for your cat's health, you won't have any issues. It just will take time. It's also important to realize that your cat will do everything possible to sabotage your efforts to improve her health. Kitties have incredibly addictive personalities and are more than happy to literally eat themselves to death. So all of these health kicks will be instituted by you, executed by you, and maintained by you. You're really the cat's servant. I'm sure you know that. Next, you need to also know how many calories you're feeding at each meal. Pet food package labels should be scrutinized not only for ingredients in the product, which of course is really important, but also to determine the fat content and calories per serving. Many pet foods contain carbohydrates that can really have a dramatic impact on the calorie count per serving. Your cat food label should contain calorie information. If it doesn't, you can usually find this information online quickly if you go to the website of the pet food that you're feeding. This is a crucial piece of the puzzle if you want to help your kitty lose weight. Many pet owners really have no idea how many calories are packed into that quarter cup of food. And this is where many of the problems get started. Even if you feed your kitty a very light or diet food or weight management food, which I don't recommend, and if you leave the bowl out 24/7, the vast majority of cats, even on diet food, will overconsume calories, which means they're going to gain weight. Bottom line, you need to feed your cat the correct amount of food for her optimal body weight and metabolism, which is most likely not the amount that's suggested on the label. The truth is, most cats become overweight from being offered way too much food and way too frequently. Many cat parents still believe that they need to give their kitty the all-you-can-eat buffet, that they just put the bowl down and that their kitties can graze and kind of eat as much as they like throughout the day. When the food gets low, pet parents just refill the bowl. And actually, this is not only an unnatural feeding plan for cats, it's a great way to help kitties consistently gain weight. This is a very unnatural feeding plan for cats. Cats are carnivores, meaning they're natural hunters and they're not grazers. The instinct of a carnivore is to hunt his food. And if you have a kitty living in the wild, that cat would catch maybe one or two, maybe up to 3 mice a day, depending on their age and activity level. But he would go through periods of not hunting, sometimes for days. The point is, kitties are not meant to graze at an all-you-can-eat buffet. They're not like horses or cows or other grazing animals that require a constant supply of calories coming in through their digestive tracts. Kitties really are built to eat small amount of food, followed by a fast, followed by another meal, followed by more fasting. The problem is people never pick up the bowl, so that fasting component isn't there. Kittens provided with a constant supply of available calories grow into cats who are grazers, not hunters. This situation is contrary to nature, and grazing cats oftentimes consume too many calories from an uncontrolled portion size. Perhaps you've heard the old myth that cats will only eat what they need to survive. And the truth is, just as for people, this is a really bad urban legend. Very few people can continue eating at the all-you-can-eat buffet and still maintain their weight. A kitty's metabolism determines how well her body uses the calories she consumes. For example, a hyperthyroid kitty has a higher metabolism than cats with no thyroid issues, so she'll need more calories. On the opposite end of the scale are kitties who are morbidly obese. These kitties are essentially burning 0 calories. So their daily activity really consists of going from the couch to the food bowl and back to the couch, followed by another hour later, maybe a trip to the litter box, and then back to the couch and then back to the food bowl. So these couch potato felines need very few calories and very small portions because they're simply not burning the calories that they're consuming. Your cat's age and breed will also affect the number of calories that she needs. Younger and more active kitties obviously need more calories. So if you're not confident figuring out on your own how many calories your cat needs to lose weight or maintain an ideal body weight, work with your veterinarian to come up with the exact portion of specific food that you need for your pet and then stick with that number. To figure out how many calories your cat needs per day to maintain his ideal body weight, you have to do a little bit of math. So first you're going to weigh your kitty. If it's not in kilos or kilograms, you're going to calculate his weight in kilograms by dividing his weight in pounds by 2.2. So a 15-pound cat is 6.8 kilos. Then you're going to multiply your cat's weight by 30, and then you're going to add 70. Finally, because most cats aren't wildly active, you're going to multiply that number by 0.8, and that's the number of calories he needs to sustain his current body weight. So for instance, a 15-pound kitty needs 220 calories in a day to maintain his weight. If he eats less than 220 calories, he'll lose weight, and if he eats more than 220 calories in a 24-hour period, he's going to gain weight. If you keep him right at that 220 calories, he'll maintain his weight for a 15-pound kitty. But let's say that your 15-pound cat is a little heavy and you really want him to be a 13-pound kitty. Then you're just going to replace that 15 pounds in that equation with 13 pounds. And the formula that you'll wind up with is the number of calories needed each day to lose those 2 extra pounds. The next step is to figure out just how much kitty food equals the 200 calories that your cat needs to slim down to that 13 pounds. And that, of course, will depend on the brand of food, the flavor, the protein source, and other ingredients. Again, you'll want to check the labels on the food to make sure that the calorie information is there. And if it isn't, there's a very good chance you can find it online. But the goal is to make sure that you are feeding your cat all, let's say, 200 of those calories in that 24-hour period and no more. You're welcome to divide those 200 calories into 2 meals or 3 meals, but no more than 200 calories. And if you're feeding treats, those calories have to be factored into the equation as well. You'll need to reduce the amount of food according to the calorie content. So if the label says that there's 400 calories in a cup of food and your cat needs 200 calories, then you will feed your kitty a half a cup of food spread out over that 24-hour period. If you've always fed your cat an all-you-can-eat buffet, I recommend that you gradually transition them to 2 meals a day. You can do this in several ways, but one of the ways that you'll do this is take the amount of calories that he needs and divide that into 4 equal feedings. So you can do 1 meal before work, 1 meal immediately after work, maybe a meal 2 or 3 hours later, and then a snack right before bed. After your kitty understands he's going to be eating 4 times a day, you can reduce that to 3 times a day. So if you work during the day, which is a blessing, you can give your kitty 1 meal before work, 1 meal after work, and then a meal right before bed. If you're home all day, you can also give small bites of food throughout the day to wean him off of his habit of constantly nibbling. From there, you can split the total calories from 3 meals a day down to 2 meals a day. Many people find feeding smaller meals, basically snacks, more frequently while their kitty is losing weight will also help him be more satisfied. One of the things that I think is very beneficial for overweight cats is hiding meals in food release toys, which can actually not only encourage exercise, but can be really mentally stimulating, something that would naturally happen in the wild when kitties had to hunt their food. Once cats reach their ideal body weight, feeding 2 meals a day will be less stressful for everyone in the house and become very natural. It's extremely important that you diet your kitty slowly. I recommend weighing her every week until she reaches her ideal body weight. Once that's accomplished, you can weigh her every 4 to 6 months to ensure that she's staying at her new healthy weight, remembering that weight gain is a series of 1 and 2 ounce increments over time. So you've got to stay very firm with that ideal body weight. If your cat is obese, she'll need to lose no more than half a pound per month because overweight kitties are prone to a really weird condition called hepatic lipidosis or fatty liver disease. As your obese cat's body senses weight being lost, it will begin to mobilize accumulated stores of fat very rapidly. And this condition never happens in nature. because there's no obesity issues in nature, but captivity has created a bunch of really strange metabolic diseases, fatty liver disease being one of them. So if weight loss occurs too quickly with obese cats, then this rush of fats being mobilized can actually overwhelm the liver and shut it down. It's a really risky situation. Unfortunately, very overweight cats are more prone to this life-threatening condition because their percentage of body fat is so high. If your cat is only mildly overweight, then he can probably safely lose up to a pound a month. What's important is that your cat's weight go down and not up, but this weight loss should progress very slowly and steadily over time. You should have measurable weight loss every month. Of course, keep in mind that weight loss timeframes are only suggestions. Some kitties should lose weight much slower than I've outlined here due to existing medical issues like diabetes or other chronic conditions. Of course, you should work with your veterinarian to determine a safe and healthy amount of weight loss for your cat and the rate at which the weight loss should occur. It's also really important that you not change your cat's food while she's dieting. If your cat rejects her food and doesn't want to eat it, which some kitties will do when a new food is introduced, it can cause a whole host of metabolic problems, including fatty liver disease. This is especially true with overweight kitties.